This dish is so easy and so creamy and not terribly expensive. You'd be hard-pressed to find a similar dish in any restaurant that tastes as good as this, and at a fraction of the cost. You gotta try it. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Stephanie, and this is Ginger Snap Kitchen. Into my Dutch oven, I cut about 6 slices of bacon and fried it over medium heat for about 10 minutes until it was crispy. I was careful to stir it frequently to make sure it didn't burn. Then I removed it from the pot and drained the excess fat on some paper towels. I left about a tablespoon of the bacon fat in the pot. I added about a pound of shrimp and cooked them for about 4 minutes until they were pink. I stirred them constantly to make sure I didn't get distracted and allow them to overcook. Overcooked shrimp is rubbery and terrible. Next, I removed the shrimp to a plate, leaving all the liquid behind in the pot. I added some chopped onions and cooked them for about 3 minutes. I added some minced garlic and cooked it for another few minutes until the onions were translucent. Next, I added a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of dried thyme, and a little salt and pepper. I cooked all that together for another few minutes. I added some frozen corn kernels, followed by chicken broth and some half and half. I stirred it all together and brought it to a boil. Once it boiled, I reduced the heat and simmered it for 15 minutes. Next, I used my immersion blender to blend it until it was creamy but not entirely smooth. If you don't have an immersion blender, you could blend half of it in a blender until it's creamy and add that back to the pot. Be really careful using that method and be sure not to overfill your blender. There's always a big risk of getting burned since steam can build up and cause the blender lid to fly off. I ended up adding about half a cup of whole corn kernels to the soup.
That's chowder!
Since that is what was left in the package and I didn't think I'd use it for anything else. I don't like to waste food when I can help it. Plus it added a nice texture to the final dish. To serve, I added a few shrimp to the bowl and then poured the soup over them. I garnished it with some of the crispy bacon bits and a sprig of fresh thyme. This was a delicious, restaurant-quality soup. It somehow managed to be even better the following day. I highly recommend you give it a try. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I'd love it if you gave it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.